Right, guys, I'm so excited. I know it's been a while since I've been on the scene, but I've come back with these amazing episodes. I've got a lot of content to bring to you guys. So before we get into the discussion today, I like to start with these quick fire questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You know quick fire means quick fire. Right, okay. So, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
One thing you can't live without?
Music.
What's your go-to comfort food?
Fruit.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
What's a song that you have to sing along to?
God is good all the time.
Okay,
Definitely that one.
Okay, amazing. And the last one, city or country life?
City.
Okay, city. Okay, nice. That was good actually, because I would have been like. Okay, so I guess I just want to start with like, what's a pivotal moment in your life? Like, what's been a pivotal moment in your life?
A pivotal moment is when I had my child.
Okay.
I was very young.
How old was you when you had your?
18, 19.
Okay.
I was supposed to apply for uni and I never really did because of that. So that changed a lot of things. It did change a lot of things.
Okay.
Which of course, around you, the pointing fingers, the gossiping.
Is it like the community?
The community.
What's your background?
The friends. I'm Congolese originally, yeah. Central Africa here.
Ooh.
243. Focus.
Okay.
So it's like the community, the friends. It was just, it was difficult. I must say, it was difficult. I felt so many mixed emotions, so many mixed feelings.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not worthy anymore. I'm not going to school anymore. I'm not going to have my degree. They're going to laugh at me.
What was you going to study? What was you going for?
I was going to do nursing at the time. And a lot of things. I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So when it happens, I was just like, oh my gosh, just say it. My life is over.
Okay.
That's literally what I said.
Really?
Yeah, my life is over. I'm
so
done.
I take it, was your child not planned or?
No, it was not planned.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not planned. It was a surprise, actually. I know people are gonna say that. Oh, but you know, no.
Like how do you not know?
No, it's like when you're okay. Of course, it happens, but that was not what I was planning to do. It was not something that I want to have it. No, I wanted to go because education is something that our fathers that's really, really strict into. So either you're a girl or you're a boy in our family. Yeah. Education is like the top one. Yeah. So when that happened, I felt like, excluded.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you feel like excluded, or like did the people make you? No. Did you have those conversations?
First, seeing our background and our culture, I felt like I was excluded. And then secondly, because the society or the people around me made it worse, I was already feeling worse. Yeah. And then they didn't help at all. So I'll say this. What
was your background? Like, was you close to your family? Was you close to your mom?
Oh, I'm actually very close to my family.
Okay.
I'm actually very close. That's exactly the reason why I felt disappointed in myself. And I felt like I left because I'm the first.
You're the eldest?
Of the girls. I'm the eldest of the girls.
Okay.
I have a brother, brother, but I'm the eldest of the girls, and I felt like I left. I felt like I left my sister down. Yeah,
and because you're like the example.
I was supposed to be the example, set the trait, and I didn't. So I felt that, like I said before, mixed feelings, mixed emotions. So it was mostly that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. And do you know what? I think as well, like coming from like an African background, like those expectations, like getting pregnant young. Yeah. But I know you said 18, you was like 18, 19. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's not, it's young, but it's not like young.
I might say, of course, compared to probably other background as well. Yeah, it just depends of how they view things culturally.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I think those culture pressures. And I know for some communities it's like a big thing because it's the families and it's the shame and it's like it's not if it's what everyone else is going to say.
It's the discrimination.
Yeah.
It's like you brought shame in the family, blah blah blah, all those type of things. Yeah, it's.
How was pregnancy? Like
pregnancy, it was hard because at the time, of course, I didn't get to have my partner's support.
Okay.
And already, like I said before, it was unacceptable in the family.
Okay.
I had to lay down a lot of people. I felt like I let down myself. I blamed myself for it. And people around me as well were just like, yeah, you're a joke.
Oh my
You go nowhere, you did nothing. You're going to be a baby mama now. Or you brought shame into the family. Your father didn't teach you well.
Was you together with the dad at
I was
the time?
together at the time, yeah, but things literally just got sour and I didn't have help. So basically from probably 3 months to 4 months of the pregnancy till the end, I didn't have any of the support. So I was just carrying the cross on my own. So I'm going to say my pregnancy was not enjoyable.
Okay.
Because of the fact that, everything else just fell apart and emotionally I was down.
Distraught.
It was just,
What was like his reaction like when you first announced? Yeah, like.
Of course, at the time we were together, so he knew obviously he's the father.
Yeah.
But I think again, it's just that in some situation when you're together with someone, you don't know who the person is really until something big happens. Yeah, these are people like, like they say in French, c'est un aventurier. So he's a useless, he's not a good boy. Like, how can you get pregnant? Excuse me, how would you know that person is no? Because when situations happens, when situations change, when there is like a big problem, that's when you know how this person think or where this person put you in his heart.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I also think sometimes with men, not all men, some men, it's like they feel like they're ready for fatherhood, but then when it actually happens, and it's like the shock, they see the responsibility, the pressure. It's like it hits them in a way where it's like they completely like
and it's easy for them to pull out because they're not the one carrying.
Yeah.
That's why you see it's very difficult for women. And I must say this, when you're a young woman, is very good to be in love, but you need to scale the fact that women carry so much. We had to deal with so much, and then for the man it's just easy for him to walk away, to just go
out,
just
do
go
his
out.
own thing.
Yeah. He's gonna carry on with his education. If he's studying, he's gonna get a job. When you have like a whole year, let's just not say 9 months, let's say like a whole year, stuck at home with pregnancy, going to the nurses, have to deal with all these people. It's a lot for women. That's why women, you have to be careful. Just be careful.
Yeah. It's like don't just dive in.
Yeah, don't
with
just
your
dive
heart.
in into the vagues of I'm in love. No.
In the bubble.
No, the bubble is like live in the sky. Like, okay, I'm there. No, you're not there yet, girl. You're not there. The minute you get pregnant, boom, that's when you know that this man here is not the one. This is what happened to me, and I learned from that as well. So
So how did you go through things like resentment and like anger and like all of those feelings? Like, how did you deal with that and not let that eat you up? Because I feel like sometimes, like as mothers, like even if you are with the dad, like you can still go through that because you can be in something and still feel alone. So how do you not let that eat you up? Or did it even?
It definitely did destroy me emotionally.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. This is my private life. This is like my testimony.
Yeah.
I spoke about that briefly in my channel.
Yeah.
But I never really get the chance to fully, because at the time I was still healing.
Yeah.
I just had my baby and I started my channel, and I wanted to talk about it and raise an awareness. Okay, but yeah, it definitely did destroy me So I had, like I said, I'm closer to my family. Although my parents were not happy, but my mom was still calling me, checking up on me, supporting me. And my sisters, oh, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, my sisters, they were there for me all the time.
They got the sisters.
Yeah, they were there for me. They were like, yeah, we understand. It can happen to anyone.
Yeah.
We understand as well why dad is not happy, because you were supposed to set the trend, blah, blah, blah. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about anyone else's feelings. Focus on your own. My sisters, they've been born before ages. I always say that.
Because of the wisdom.
You guys lived before me, like seriously.
Yeah.
So I had an amazing support system.
Okay.
Even though I was very, I was not in the right place at the time.
Would you say you went through depression?
I went through depression. I didn't even know that I went through depression until I started university.
Okay.
That's when I was like,
you went back to uni?
I went back to uni. I had to, because for me it was like, my dad actually told me that he was like, I know I was pissed at you.
Yeah.
But what can we do? Like,
it's done now.
It's better for you to like have this child and probably go and have an abortion and sometimes, lose yourself or die or have complications. It's not going to be helpful. So we're going to deal with that, but you need to promise me that when everything is settled, you go back to your education, because the UK gives everyone opportunity. If you see older people, like my grandpa went back to school at 52.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have my grandpa here in the UK.
Oh, wow.
He went back to school, he went to study criminology.
Oh,
and
amazing.
Then what excuse do you have not to go back to school? Like, excuse me. So I made a promise to my dad. I'm like, okay, I understand. So that literally gave me confidence. And then when my child turned 3, I started applying for university. So yeah, I didn't know at the time it was depression, because I couldn't eat. I couldn't focus. I was crying every night. And I was barely eating.
Because I was gonna ask as well, like, how do you know when you're going through depression or when you're down? Because I feel like sometimes we can be down and we like claim, so because we're in a country where mental health is so much, there's so much emphasis on it, and you can go through like depression, and I feel like it comes with its own force, and then you could have like down moments. So like, how do you tell the difference? Like, okay, I'm just having a down day, but this is depression.
Yeah, but of course the depression, or let's just say mental health, comes with a lot of ramifications. And then for me at the time, because of my situation, it just hit the fact that I just felt like I was sad. I couldn't get up my bed. And only if I had to get off my bed, then I would do that. But most of the time I was just staying in my bed. I didn't want to talk to no one. I was
like a
dark cloud, extremely sad. You just feel pitiful. And you don't have the courage. So you're just like, ugh, whatever. So this is the type of feeling that I really had at the time. And of course, this one I really never really talked about that, because it's just now that I'm understanding as well that a little bit of self-harm came into the picture, because twice they literally ran me over. They nearly ran me over in town.
Really?
Yeah, because I was like, I'm done with this. I can't do this. I'm too young.
So did
I
you
put myself in the face of danger.
So you was like going, like crossing over when you knew
over.
A car was coming?
I knew this is the road. The cars comes left and right. I still went in.
Okay.
So this is what depression.
What got you to that point, like where you was like, I just want this car to hit me?
Because I felt like, first of all, feeling down and left out with a pregnancy, and you don't know how to start. You like,
and you're still young.
I was young. I'm still a child myself. Like I said, my life is over. My future is done. What am I going to do? And I didn't see that there was another door or an opportunity out there for me. So I was like, I might as well just end it, because what can I do? I'm not going to be able to live like this, So that was just, for me, that was it. I didn't really have the confidence to carry on, or the motivation, the right motivation, or the positive words, around me, because everyone was just blaming me.
Okay.
It's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. And the fact that even the dad didn't even like support me or care, it was just, I was left in my own bubble. Yeah.
When you walked in front of that car, what happened?
So when I walked in front of that car, of course the driver stopped and he started yelling at me. What are you doing? He literally got off the car and then he pulled me on the side. What are you doing? Are you not seeing your condition? What's wrong with you? And then he sat me down on the bench. He was like, you can't be doing this. You seriously need help, and then be careful. But I knew I was supposed to be careful, but I knew again that I didn't want to make the effort to be careful. So it happens to be twice.
So was you pregnant then? Or
I was pregnant at the time.
Like how many months were you?
5, 6.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pregnant at the time. Yeah. So this is what depression can make. It was a lot.
And I think it's really important to, and it's not to discredit being down, because I think if you stay down, this is when depression takes the opportunity to even come and eat you up, like even more. And it takes a lot of like mental strength to say, you know what, I'm going to get up. And like you're saying, like unless you have a reason to get up, that can literally be your life. Like lights off, under the covers, and then it's like your room is a tip, everything is a tip, and then that's where it starts from there. And I think like not having that hope as well, like that's it, my life is over, my education is finished, I've been left, like, and so it can definitely take you to that place.
Definitely.
So what happened with the second time?
The second time, actually, I didn't look.
Okay.
I didn't look. I was just trying to cross. Actually, coming out of the nurses, I was angry. I'll say most of the time during my pregnancy, I was angry.
Okay.
I was angry the fact that I had this plan, like my life that I planned to do, because I'm a very structured person, and then you just come in, cut it off. And then the fact that I didn't get his support, I was mad. So I was mostly just angry. So
did you, I know this is a really weird question, but you were obviously active. So did you, in the back of your head, did you not think like, okay, I could potentially get pregnant, or was you just like...
No, this thing is, it's funny.
Because I'm like...
It's funny, it's funny. I know this question always comes up. And,
by the way, which you can get pregnant and not... I mean, you could be on contraception and still get pregnant. So it's not to say there's things that happen, but... It was that I was still in my circles. Okay.
So I got pregnant. I didn't know. And then the first month, I had my period normally.
Oh, okay.
The second month, I had my period normally.
Okay, it's so in your head, then you're like, okay, there's nothing.
There's nothing.
Then you wouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, so for me, like I said, I did not plan it. But maybe just God wanted it to happen like that. But definitely, I was being careful because, like I said, I had plans. I had to do this. I had to go to uni. I had to do that. And then the second time, that's when I was like, normally I had, pimples coming out before my cycle and stuff, and it didn't happen. And my skin was just cleared up. And at the time,
so the signs are there.
Yeah, the signs are there.
It's
and
like
I was just
your senses is heightened.
Falling asleep all the time, and you take the bus all the way till the end of the last stop. You're still asleep. I'm like, what kind of nonsense is this? And I actually had to take 4 tests.
Oh, okay.
4 different tests. Some of them were blurry. Not really sure, and I had to retake until the last one I went to the hospital to get blood tests. That was the one that confirmed. So I didn't plan
what was that
anything.
moment like when it was like,
it was a mixed feeling. I'm like, I'm pregnant.
Because it's like the nerves.
It was a mixed feeling. You're happy, but you're scared.
Yeah.
You're happy, you know that, okay.
Was you by yourself?
I was on my own, yeah.
Okay.
So you're happy that, oh my God, I'm actually pregnant. Like, what? And then you're like, wait, how? Not how. We all know how, but it's like you still have your period, and then you're like, how?
Yeah.
And I was like, my dad's gonna kill me.
Especially coming from a Congolese household.
Congolese dad, they don't play. I was like, my dad's gonna kill me. But thank you again for the UK. You don't get to touch your child. If it was back home, you get whooping on your arm. So it was like a mixed feelings for me.
Wow.
It was, Do
you know, well, I'm glad that, obviously things didn't go down.
Thank God for that
way. But do you look at it like that now? Like, do you, like, now that you've come out of it, like, do you feel like, you know what, I'm glad that God saved me almost. Like, I'm glad that didn't.
Yeah, I'm glad and I'm grateful and I'm thankful about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I always say that, although at the time it was difficult, but I would say, like you asked me the question before, what was like the most, pivotal moment of your life? That was the most amazing time of my life as well, because it opened up so much, like literally like so many things in my mind, especially for me to think further. Because most of the time when you're young, you feel like, okay, I'm gonna get a job, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but you're not really thinking further. And then that moment, that 9 months of me going through a lot helped me think about like just how wide my how can I say, my horizon can be, like working the options that I can have, because I felt like the only option that I had was stuck. And then I had to think, okay, now I'm a mom. What am I going to do if I give birth? What am I going to do? Like, what type of job I can do? What I didn't get to do. Because
you start thinking about like the limitations and like, okay, now I have a child. I can't even do this. I can't do this. I can't do that.
And then you look around you, and I'm telling you, I went through parenting courses.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I took parenting courses. People don't play with that. Even though they say that, being a parent doesn't come with a book or whatever, but you still have to go to parenting courses, because those people, they have an experience on how to become or to be a parent. So the expectation, they'll teach you what to do or what not to do, especially I was young and I had to carry the child on my own. So you need those type of support. Don't just feel like, it doesn't come with this. I got this, I'm gonna do what I have to do, because there is no place that's written down that you have to be a parent. No, go to parent courses. It's gonna show you. They still do that.
Oh wow.
They still do that. Just ask the nurse or ask schools or ask the churches. Like for me, I went to a church and I saw some parent there, and they were like, oh, why don't you come to the parent course? They're like, your child is cute. Da, da, da. Then I started going to the parent courses, and then they literally gave me like leaflets where to go so that the kids can play, meet other moms. Is important.
Oh, those like play groups are like so important. And I guess for you as well, because you didn't although you had like a good support network, but it sounds like you also felt quite alone. And so to have like those external support,
or people just going through the same thing, like being just a single mom like me, it felt really supportive. So it was the hardest time for me, and it was the most open eye time for me, because I just went through too much, so many things. And of course, like I said, this support, the right support, positive people were just like trying to lift me up. It's not the end of the world. You can carry on doing this. You can go back to school, actually, leave your child in the nursery. You can do this. You can even get like a part-time job. That they showed me that life will still go on, even if,
life still goes on.
Life still goes on.
I want us to talk about how that can impact your relationship with your child as well, and also the man side, and like how men deal with, obviously the man is not here to speak for himself, but from your experience, because sometimes I think when you experience like that level of depression, it can build up resentment even towards like the child. Like sometimes women find it hard to connect with their child as well. Is that something that you experienced, or did you have that instant connection with your baby?
No, to be honest, I resented it.
Okay.
Yeah, I pray to God, like my second pregnancy, I'll be able to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because that's actually something that I wanted. Like I said, this was not planned.
Yeah.
And then although it was not planned, I decided to keep it.
Keep her, yeah.
And then even though I decided to keep it, I didn't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just like, I'm just doing something that I don't even know
doing
where I'm going. Let me
like,
just go.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy it. Like I said, I was blamed a lot. Instead of people telling me, you made a mistake, you know, own up to it, but there is a way for you to carry on with the life, being a mom, and then this is what you should do, this is what you should do. I didn't have that, so I resented it. I was literally lost.
Yeah.
And then I think I just started enjoying my pregnancy towards the end.
Okay.
Because at the time, of course, I had to leave my parents' house and I didn't have an accommodation.
Was that by choice, or did they say you have to?
No, it was by choice and not by choice, because at the same time I had to find a place for myself to be, and then bring the child and then prepare everything for her to come. Okay. So it was both.
So so when you say you resented, is it the child or was it the pregnancy?
I resented the pregnancy.
Okay.
I resented the condition I was in.
Okay.
I resented the fact that I couldn't do a lot of things.
Okay.
So like I said, I was angry, I was depressed, and then all these things, like people blaming me. It was just like chaos.
Too much.
It was too much. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Why am I feeling like this? And then sometimes I didn't even understand, like, why am I feeling like this?
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it comes with a lot of resentment. So. But the support was just...
Okay, yeah.
That literally made me go through all of that.
Yeah.
It was just the support.
What would you say then to anyone that may not have that support? Like they, you know, because sometimes women they have these pregnancies and to connect with the child, it's not that what you hear, oh, you know, when you first hear the beat, then it's like, oh, it's your baby. It's like... get this thing out of me, and they can stay there. And because women go through that.
A lot of women go through that. And if you don't have this, like the proper supports, all I can say is just, I don't know, there is like mothers, like parents group and stuff like that. Found a niche, found somewhere that you see people who have the same condition as you. It's everywhere. Just go online, you know, just type like mothers group or parenting groups and stuff.
Facebook.
You see, Facebook, there is a
groups,
lot. You'll be surprised. You'll be like, oh, my condition is even better than that, because that one, I cannot carry that. So found people. Go to churches. I'll say churches because people think oh, you just have to go to the council house. No. Churches, they have everything. They can point you towards the hospitalities. They can point you towards...
it's like a community,
It's a community. They can literally give you like vouchers, and then you have nothing to eat. They know things, because I worked in the council as well. Okay. Which is like I'm the only person in the family to ever work in the council before. Who do you think I am? So I know how these things work. Like people come to church for help, a lot of people. So go to churches, you'll be able to be recommended somewhere, and then you're not gonna feel alone.
Just don't do it on your own. It's so hard, because I think some things are easier said than done, but you have to, I guess you have to want to. You have to accept it. You have to accept the condition. Yes. Accept the condition. You have to accept the condition, because once you accept, it is what it is.
Which I did. Yeah, I was like, at some point when I went to visit my dad, of course the community would be like, talking, but I would just take my knife and go where the markets, the markets where they sell fruits. I'll just buy my fruits, sit in the bench and eat. I know those ladies, those aunties, Congolese là. So they would just be passing by.
How they always have your parents' number.
They'll be like, we saw her. And I was like, oh, they saw you sitting there. I was like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm already pregnant. So what do you want me to do? Hide? Like the pregnancy is already here. Like I might as well. You're gonna kill me? No, I'll just sit there and eat.
She'll sit there and eat.
So acceptance.
Accept it. Episode 2, guys, we're gonna deep dive a little bit more. So make sure that you tune in for that. Well, thank you so much.
No problem.